So I have something huge for puzzles and plot spoilers this year, and I'm calling it Sweet Valley High Speed Chase. When I was a kid, I loved the Sweet Valley High books, and I couldn't get my hands on many of them. You couldn't get near them at the library. They were always out. And I didn't have pocket money to buy too many books. So if it was my birthday, I'd go to the bookshop and they wouldn't even have all the Sweet Valley books. They would have like number 1, 12, 26, 53, 100, whatever. And I would look through them and go, I can afford 2 books. And I would find the 2 most exciting or interesting sounding ones, and I'd come home with them. And then the next time, 6 months later, I might get a couple more books. And I never read them all, and I always wanted to, even though they're silly. They didn't prepare me for what high school life would really be like, especially in Australia. We didn't have cheerleaders, we didn't have a cafeteria, we didn't even have lockers. And the covers of the books, I mean, they look like middle-aged accountants, and they speak more grown up than we ever did. But I loved the books, and even if they had really implausible, they did have really implausible storylines, it was, and some of them were quite ridiculous with the danger and the hijinks, the kind of things that were happening, and the heavy topics sometimes, but everything works out in the end, except for when Regina died. But everything works out in the end, and it's kind of tranquilizing. It was kind of soothing. I think that's part of the reason I liked them so much, was because I didn't have a Wakefield kind of a family, and so it was just this nice little fantasy world. And I always had this kind of like void where I wanted to read the whole journey. I wanted to read all the books and in order. And you know what? I went to someone's 40th birthday, and someone, just for a joke, got her a used copy of a Sweet Valley High book, and that was her joke birthday gift. And it was on this little table with all the other presents, and the whole night, every like person my age was going up to this book, and you're trying to get this book, like everyone's trying to have a look at it. And we just all raved. It was like the hit of the party. We were just talking about Sweet Valley High. And you know what? I decided I'm going to read all the Sweet Valley High books in order, and so that you don't have to spend all your money doing that and take hours and hours and hours and reading. It's over 140 books, I think. I'm going to do really, really tiny synopsises, shorter than what this video has been so far, of each book, with my little cheerleading and snide remarks. And so that's what's going to happen this year for Puzzles and Plot Spoilers, Sweet Valley High Speed Chase. Yay! First, some warnings. I'm going to use occasional coarse language and speak about things you'd rather your primary school-aged children not hear. Then there are the trigger warnings for the actual Sweet Valley High content, which include bullying, self-harm, suicide, drug use, drug overdose, family neglect and abuse, violence, and werewolves. I don't mean to make light of trigger warnings by mentioning the werewolves, but I want you to cheer the fuck up and know that we have werewolves to look forward to. So hop in the car and we'll go on our Sweet Valley High Speed Chase. I'll be your driver. The Sweet Valley High books are set in Sweet Valley, a fictional Southern California town created by Francine Pascal in 1983. Now, Francine didn't write the books. She had an army of ghostwriters to do that for her. And they all seem to be under contract to describe the twins, Jessica and Elizabeth Wakefield, in set terms. Now, it's compulsory to say that they have sparkling aquamarine eyes and sun-kissed blonde hair. Then you have to mention their identical lavalier necklaces that were a gift on their 16th birthday from their parents, Ma and Pa Wakefield. Aww. It's also important that you describe the differences between the twins, because on the outside, no one can tell them apart, except that Elizabeth will wear a watch and Jessica doesn't think anything starts until she arrives. Jessica is 4 minutes younger than Elizabeth, but Elizabeth acts 40 years older, so there's that. Elizabeth is kind, dependable, hardworking, every parent's dream. And Jessica is conniving, lazy, manipulative, bit of a schemer, prone to get rich quick schemes, seeking fame, boy crazy. It's also important that the writers include scenes in which the girls daydream about how fucking wonderful their parents are. And you'd be out of your mind if you referred to the Wakefield home as anything but split level with a Spanish tiled kitchen. Good stuff. Next week, books 1 to 5 in under 5 minutes. That's fast.